Hi guys, I haven't done a video in super long, but I really just wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to use the RP Strength app. It's a super straightforward application to use for anyone who's just started to use the app, is a bit confused by it, or for anyone who's interested in using the app and wants to see how it works. This is just a quick tutorial on how to get started and how to actually use the app on your journey towards a much better, healthier lifestyle. I have the application downloaded already on my phone. However, when you start up the application, you will get the options between a fat loss diet, muscle gain diet, a maintenance diet. Just go to whatever your aim is. Eventually, the application will ask for you to give your current body weight, what your aim for your body weight is, and the duration, the time that you want to lose that amount of weight in or gain that amount of weight in, or if you're just maintaining, how long you plan on keeping the maintenance diet. Once you do that, the application will also ask you to give in your lifestyle. Obviously, your lifestyle is different on every single day. Like for myself, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I train longer and for more sessions than I would do on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So example, for today, you will be asked for your wake up time and bedtime, obviously an approximation of what time you usually wake up, what time you intend to go to bed, how many meals per day you want to take. I'm one of those people that prefers to have more meals in a day than kind of have fewer meals and bigger meals. You will notice that if you are training twice in a day, you will not be given the options to take only 4 meals per day. The app will suggest that you have more meals on that day, given that you are training more often. You will then be given your daily activity level. If you do press on the information button right next to every single category, it will give you an indication of what type of day your day is. Like, of course, initially I obviously thought my day was a very heavily active day, but realistically I go to gym, I do my session, but then I don't do much else. When I come home, I'm mostly just resting. So my type of lifestyle is a moderately active lifestyle. You will then be asked for the number of sessions you intend on doing that day. In my case, Tuesday, that's just 1. If you want a workout shake, I say yes, and I definitely suggest that you do so. It definitely helps with recovery during your session, and what time you intend on starting your training session, how long it will be, and the intensity of the training session. Make sure that you look at those information buttons right next to the categories light, moderate, and hard. My session tonight will only be considered as moderate because I am doing a half-hour cardio session straight after. If it was just a weightlifting session, I would pick light for that specific workout. So once you get that lifestyle down, you'll do this for every single specific day, and then that's when you start your diet. Okay, so once you've got all that set up, you will notice that the application will create a diet for you around specific macros. So whilst you're doing the setup, you would have noticed that you inserted the days you intend to weigh in, which is suggested to be 3 days in a week. What the application will do is it will give you your diet. It will set up a diet for you for a specific week, and depending on your weigh-ins, depending on the average that you are weighing in, it will see if it needs to increase, maintain, or decrease your macros for the following week. So all you have to do is follow the app. You do not decide how much you're going to eat. The application will do that for you. So let's say for this specific day, Tuesday, my diet is 140 grams of protein, 55 grams of fat, and 225 grams of carbs, given that I have 1 workout, 6 meals, and 1 shake. You'll have this all on the application. I've already had 2 meals today, so you will see that my first meal was eggs, peanut butter, and bread. What I suggest is that you insert the food you intend to eat, plan what you intend to eat before you actually eat it. So this is one of the biggest mistakes I've seen from like first-time RP app users. This is not like my fitness pal or calorie counter. You do not eat a meal and then say, okay, I'm gonna put this in my app to kind of track what I'm eating. You have to do this before you actually have your meal. Let's say, okay, so I had my 7:30 a.m. meal, I've had my 10 a.m. meal. Let's say I'm planning my 12:30 meal. This is how it works. So step one is your protein source. The category is called the basics, expanded, and restaurants. The basics are the foods that the app suggests that you eat. Of course, they're like the main clean versions of protein you can take. If you go back into expanded, you'll see that I have my own custom foods that is not on the app, and then also like some recently used food that you can find either by scanning with the barcode or just searching in that search engine above. So this is just food that is not directly in the app. You can either create the food source yourself by inserting the macros depending on the food that you intend to take. The expanded in general is not food you should continuously go to. You should definitely always try eat food from the basics. And restaurant is just basically, I mean, I don't use this in Malta, but I assume that it's like used a lot in America, so I think that's just specific to America. But let's go basics. So step one is your protein source, step two would be your fats, and step three would be your carbs. So on step one, if I go to basics, you can see that I've actually highlighted, starred some of the foods that I take very often, just so I don't have to search through the entire list. There's a huge list, and also filters at the top, so you can get either dairy-free, gluten-free, grain-free, whatever specific type of foods. Let's say I intend to take chicken for my 12:30 meal, and then for my carbs, I'm gonna take sweet potatoes, and then for my fats, I want to take cashews. Now you will see that the protein macro has been met, so I filled up the amount of protein I need to take, which would be 95 grams of raw chicken, 175 grams of raw sweet potato, that's 30 and 30 for the carbs. But you can see that the fats, my cashews stayed at 0 and it didn't fill out at all at the top. The reason for this is because I inserted my carbs before I inserted my fats, and the fat source I chose actually has carbs in it. So if I try to put up my fat intake and fill out 10 on 10 for my fats, you can see that I went over in my carbs. So what I would do is just go on my carbs and then decrease my carbs until I have a perfect 20 on 20, 10 on 10, and 30 on 30 there above. So that's basically how you do it. You can also just click on rebalance at the bottom to rebalance all the ingredients, but you just kind of have to play around with the amounts, with the measurements of foods, so that at the top you have a perfect score on your macros. You press done, and then that's your meal. So after you do this, on your home button, you'll have your meal check-ins. So you press on one of the meals that you would have taken already, and you either select roughly at macros, under macros, or over macros. This is basically just to calculate how good you're being. Okay, so basically this is exactly what you will do throughout all the meals during the day. I will eat again at 3 p.m. At 5:30, I will have my workout shake. Now for workout shake, you should always have whey protein and a type of carbs, a Gatorade, or just powder carbs that you buy from your supplement store. And that's just a shake that you will have like during your session, like slowly sip on it during your session. And one other thing that you will notice is that you have a super late meal. So you'll have a dinner, like my dinner here is at 8 p.m. But then you'll have another super late meal, which is usually taken 30-45 minutes before your bedtime. And for this specific meal, RP suggests that you have casein protein with let's say peanut butter and whatever type of carbs you do. I mix it with my Halo Top ice cream and a bit of banana usually. So what I will do is go on expanded, Halo Top, peanut butter, go down with the protein, go up a bit of mash, down, and then just fill up the rest with banana. There, and that would be my before bed meal. RP suggests that last meal isn't like another dinner, but it's almost like this protein pudding, which is honestly delicious if it's done in the right way. I take Optimum Nutrition chocolate casein powder. Most of RP users do. At the end of the week, on the Friday, at your final weigh-in, it suggests that you either decrease your macros, increase your macros, whatever, you will agree to it, or decide that you want to stay on the same amount of macros that you were on the prior week. Just one word of advice: plan your meals. If you don't plan your meals, this won't work. You have to be 100% dedicated to your diet, and that is exactly how it works.